Welcome everybody. I'm here to talk about the weird stuff you can collect in Star Wars CCG. As you know, if you're a collector, that the collecting journey is never really over and there's always another reason to collect something or some variation. So I have some here that are, I think, a little odd, but I think I'm going to start off with the oversized cards. So I've done a video before on oversized cards, but I'll talk a little bit more about the story behind these. So there's a total of 5 oversized cards. And frankly, an honorable mention for hardest to find is these big top loaders. I had to special order them. But there are 5 oversized cards. And when I say oversized, I'm comparing this, I think it's basically 4 cards. So there's a total of 5 of these. And these 3 were Decipher promos that you had to basically spend a certain amount of money in their online store or get them at a convention. So a lot of these are signed because people got them at conventions, and then of course the actors were there. But this one in particular, this combo card, is really hard to find. This is Mara Jade. Timothy Zahn is right here, who's the creator of Thrawn, and I think that might be Michael Stackpole. I can't remember, but essentially, this is a pretty hard one to find, signed or unsigned. Ironically, the unsigned one is a little harder to find, but then you also have Aura Singh, who had all of 66 seconds in episode 1, so she was also a promo. And then you have the Mara Jade right here. So these were sort of, I would say these 3 are way harder to find and, maybe go for 100, 200, 300, I don't know. It's sort of a weird market because it's, no one collects 25 of these, or if they do, hats off to them, props to them. But these are just, I found them hard to store. Like, I don't know where to put these. If anyone has creative ideas of how to store oversized cards, that's not just a shoebox, I'm all eared. And then you had 2 really common ones. These were Reflections 1 box stoppers. And basically, these were kind of everywhere. These are maybe $5, $10. So they're not hard to find because they came at the top of every single Reflections box. And quickly, I just want to show off the back here. So you can see the back of each of these has the Decipher, logo, or I'm sorry, website on it. So not a traditional back. So that's item number 1, the oversized cards. The next thing I want to talk about is the weird size cards. So this is a Princess Leia Organa. I think, this is about the size of, call it we'll call it 1.75 bigger. So this is just a weird one. This was a promo, I think, in Scry magazine. So, this is what the back looks like. Obviously, this is just an oddity in itself. These are pretty common. Maybe they're $30, $30, $40 or something. But also in that category was the Boba Fett. This is actually a sticker. So a lot of people just stuck this on their book bag or whatever. I happen to have mine signed by the actor that played Boba Fett, Jeremy Bulloch. But unfortunately, this one has a little bit of damage. But this is actually a peel-off sticker. This one is probably also around $30, $40. I have no idea what the signature does for the value, but I think it's just a cool thing to have for my collection. So that is the oversized and sort of, weird size. And then we have our mini. We have our little tiny guy. So this is, I'm actually not gonna take it out because it's a bit fragile, but this is basically pops out of this. These are hard to find unpopped because everybody got them and popped them, and they're also kind of brittle. So I just have this in a little top loader, but this is definitely an oddity to collect. I actually have no idea the value of this. It could be anywhere from, I don't know, $30 to $50 to $100. I picked this up a long time ago, but this is a mini card, but the card itself is the same size of a normal card. See? So that's a whole weird bucket that I feel like that's the thing when you finish collecting, you kind of think about, what should I do now? Maybe I'll get the oversized and undersized stuff. So it's still pretty valuable. Maybe, to get all of these, you're looking $500, $600, $700. So hard to find. Next, I have these blank cards. There's one light side, one dark side. There's also white ones that are a little bit rarer that I actually don't own, but I believe these were the extra card on the Hoth Rare, perhaps, sheet. And basically, these were supposed to be removed from packs, but things happen. So you have these blank cards here. And like I said, there's also white ones. But right now, just showing off the black because I don't own the white ones. I think technically there's also a foil version of this that these were from Hoth, so they're not foiled, but I think there's one that was on the Reflections 1 or 2 sheet that you can kind of see it like bends a little bit, like it feels a bit different than these. So this is probably one tier up from the Oversize, where it's like, I need to get those blanks. And like I said, I just can't bring myself to buy white blanks for, you know, a couple $100. It just doesn't make sense. The next one I have is well known, but maybe also not well known. So the Death Star 2 starter pack came out and had a bunch of fixed mains in it, right? So the, you know, Chewbacca, General Solo were the fixed mains there, but technically on the original Endor set, the copyright is 1999. So right here, it's 1999 versus 2000. So for this one, you had to pull this from a pack, which is obviously much harder to do with 80 rares and Endor. This one came fixed in a $15 starter deck. So this one, in theory, should be a lot more valuable, but people just, you know, it's pretty tedious to you know, want to collect an Endor set, but also make sure that all the cards are 1999 copyright and not 2000. But this is something I just randomly kind of picked up, and I was like, oh, I'll have both of these in my binder, so one's behind the other. But technically, you know, Endor set is going to have this 1999 date. So we can see on Princess Leia here, you know, the 1999 date, because Death Star 2 came out after Endor. All right, and our final thing here, I was going to show off the little sealed R3PO reprint from Hoth, but I actually couldn't find mine, so that's never a good thing. But our last thing, and this is probably the most, if you've graduated, you've got everything, maybe you're going to start collecting misprints. So this is probably my favorite misprint that I have, and I don't know, the rarest, but this is from a crimping. So this is a Dagobah card. And basically what happened is the pack was like pushed in by the printer onto this. So this like matches up with a Dagobah pack back. So pretty weird thing. Quality control obviously shouldn't have sent this out, but this is probably one of my favorite misprints, and it's kind of cool. Also thematically, there is no try, but they did try on this one. So this is what this looks like. So those are some of the bigger rabbit holes you could dive down if you're looking to get into collecting really weird stuff. There's a lot more out there that I didn't cover, but these are some of the main ones, the stuff I have. So hopefully this was useful for folks. I'd love to hear the oddest thing in your collection. This isn't even hitting on Reflections Gold, which is just impossible to find these days. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you next time.